The Karen truckers are complaining about things being shut down that weren't by actually shutting things down, and MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell's plan to back them is as well thought out as his cyber symposium with zero evidence and his dumpster fire website he calls the biggest broadcast place ever.
Let's show us what Fox did. Put up the headline again.
There it is. Guys in the control room, put that up there.
Stop pretending you have a control room.
Just ask Brian Kilmeade of Fox. No crime.
Yeah, Brian Kilmeade, yep.
Brian Kilmeade said there's no crime in Arizona.
Brian Kilmeade, Brian Kilme, Brian Kilman. Brian Kilmeade, the news entertainment host on Fox that's still putting his life back together after the devastating events of Pine 11.
Can this be real? Can any administration be this stupid?
My father did an amazing job. He ignored the virus and then suggested injecting bleach and nuking a hurricane.
I take a good look at the not-so-awesome organizers behind the Karen convoy, Tom Selleck's slow cousin's dumb plan to help them, and I review the latest and stupid from Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Don Jr., Donald Trump, and more. This week, flea market bikini car wash reject Lauren Boebert tweeted, "Freedom is dangerous and there's no vaccine that can shut it down. The Canadian Freedom Convoy has sparked a fire in the hearts of patriots. Now the Brooklyn Bridge has been shut down. Let's take our nation back from medical tyranny." Naturally, I replied, "The Karen convoy is the dumbest thing to come out of Canada since Ted Cruz, and this is the dumbest tweet I've seen today, and I follow Don Jr."
How about the truckers in Canada, Brandon, blocking all those gateways? They're winning, everybody. You're not going to see that in the news ever, or either. You're not going to see that in the news. It's amazing to take them, instead of going to like a Capitol, you go and you block off because you know what?
They've been at the Capitol for nearly 2 weeks. They didn't go to the bridges instead. They just added that on, and also because the Capitol's kind of full. This is one of the main organizers, Chris Barber, doing a right-wing pep talk from his Canadian garage that has not one, but 2 Confederate flags.
All 1/3 of them that walk off the job and say, no, we're done. We're not going to get a shot. We're not working. We're not taking your mandates.
90% of truckers are vaccinated. Taking a quick peek on social media, here are some of their posts. "No jobs, no masks, no surrender. Just God and trucks and my immunity system." My immunity system. This is what we're dealing with. "Hold the line. Together we take the country back." I love how they wanted a "don't tread on me" rattlesnake. Couldn't find one, so they just went with a cobra. There you go. You got your cobra. Good work, guys. Real heroes. "Rip up your vaccine passport." Yeah, it's digital. I'd love to see the videos of these guys crushing their phones. Please, that would be awesome. "I haven't had a cold in over 2 years. My immune system is stronger than any made-in-China virus." It's so stupid. The same people that are like, "Oh, I haven't had a cold in 2 years, man." These are the people that want to get rid of masks. Like, duh. Freedom Convoy, Braveheart, one word. What's actually really funny about this is the actor, Mel Gibson, is probably 100% for the Freedom Convoy and every anti-Semitic sign you see there. Of course, this piece of work is backing the convoy. He is an oil investor. He doesn't really believe in climate change. And he was one of the original hosts of Dragon's Den Canada. You'll see him alongside there with Kevin and Robert.
Stop all the goods from getting to people because they're trying to make these truckers take 16 shots and wear 32 masks just to go into Canada.
I don't know if he's exaggerating or he really thinks that's how many you actually need. Possess proof of an approved COVID-19 vaccination as outlined on the CDC website. You need it to enter America too.
Yes.
I don't know. We got to tell the success stories that they have up there. There's been no incidents up there. They're sitting there. They're going, it's a waiting game. And you know what?
They have had incidents at every single protest. They had to make a hotline. The news crews around the world are covering it, and they've had so much abuse from protesters that they've had to remove branding from their vehicles. Again, police told doctors and nurses not to wear their scrubs outside the hospital out of fear of them getting abused. On Thursday, the police said the protesters were flooding 911 and the non-emergency line with phone calls. They were jamming it up completely. 126 active criminal investigations are underway in connection to the demonstration. Idiots brought 3,200 liters of fuel to the Karen truckers and then claimed their freedoms were being taken away when the fuel was seized and they were fined. I say we have a few drinks and then we all fill up jerry cans of flammable material and we go stock them by the chain-smoking truckers. I think this is a good time to mention I made these Let's Go Darwin mugs that feature my MAGA Tears logo on the other side. I've got these, some stickers, and other fun mugs. Order one up if you want to support the show.
What, do you got a little microchip in me like you do over in Australia? This is disgusting.
Australia, are you microchipped? Let me know in the comments.
I'm so proud of Canada, the truckers, to stand up because people need to see wins.
Yeah, that is a semi-truck shoving a cyclist out of the way. That guy's been fired, so that is a win. People no longer have to worry about sharing the road with that moron. Don Jr. got blasted, then went online to talk Joe Rogan and cancel culture.
They don't want the apology. The apology is just the first step in the continuation of the cancellation process, okay? So they use your apologies as an unforgivable admission of guilt. If you follow me on the other social platforms, you may have seen me talking about this for the last couple of days. But if they can cancel Joe Rogan, they can cancel anyone.
I do follow Don Jr., so you don't have to. And he did talk about this. Don tweeted,
Guys, never cave to the mob, never apologize, never give them a single inch. They couldn't care less about your apology, and it'll never be forgiven. And they will just double down attacking you once you bend the knee. They use your apologies as an unforgivable admission of guilt.
Naturally, I replied, in your confidence dust charge moment, this seemed epic. But it's evident you got a single inch from hearing your girlfriend complain about the mushy micro unit you inherited from Diaper Dawn.
This is something very important. They're not getting good sleep when they're sitting there, and they need some good sleep. All these heroes, both in Canada and the U.S. We're going to ship pillows into Canada with our trucks, our own trucks. We're going to try and get them into Canada to get these guys some pillows. What do you think of that?
That's a great idea.
There is just so much stupid to unpack here. You want to send one of your own trucks to the border that you're championing for being clogged and shut, but you're going to send a truck there anyway. That's called a fool's errand. It's ridiculous. And even if the driver can get through and get across the border, your own truck, as you said, he has to be vaccinated or he's not going to get the crappy pillows to the Karen truckers. So you are making your own truck driver obey the thing that you're protesting against by having your vaccinated truck driver cross the border. It's just so ridiculous. And why are you sending pillows? Pillows aren't the problem. If only we could end this right now, we could just get some sleep, but we all forgot our pillows. If only there was a guy that looks like a dollar store Burt Reynolds that could send us some sacks of chopped up foam. We could just turn it down a bit. Get some rest. Have a think. Marjorie Taylor Greene said she would stop making comparisons to the Holocaust, but it wasn't long before she uttered this bucket of unicorn wank through her Dog the Bounty Hunter word hole.
Not only do we have the D.C. jail, which is the D.C. gulag, but now we have Nancy Pelosi's gazpacho police. Spying on members of Congress, spying on the legislative work that we do.
We should not be surprised that the lady that blamed wildfires on Jewish space lasers thinks that the secret police of Nazi Germany called themselves after a cold Italian soup. Make sure soup is cold. Soup is not served warm. Soup is cold. Gazpacho police.
Right, Brandon? I mean, seriously, I've heard that too out in California.
Well, did you see the video?
Allegedly, there's laws there. You can go defecate wherever you want.
Did you?
Defecate. Sports I don't want to watch. And the Beijing Olympics will return with mixed doubles defecating after this message. The Karen convoy has had a lot of airtime on television, giving many the opportunity to see what happened to the fellows that were bullies in high school. Yes, the tubby guys with crusty goatees have spent 10 days proving you don't need opposable thumbs to honk horns. Remember that guy Jason that used to drink Jolt Cola in the morning and copy everyone's homework and he'd cup farts and throw them? Yeah, he's in the convoy. Yeah, he's screaming about masks and vaccines and wearing a no fear shirt. And in case you didn't see it, the Canadian women's hockey team played Olympic hockey in KN95 masks and beat Russia 6-1. Meanwhile, we have all these chain-smoking truckers complaining they can't breathe through their masks and the mandates. Come on, talk to us, Trudeau.
Maybe he'll figure out a way to get 10% to the big guy. Who knows? But it's not a joke. And I'm beginning to wonder if maybe POTUS is getting 10% from the Mexican cartels.
Oh, those Mexican tartels. Terrifying. Just terrifying, the tartels. I actually looked that up, and it is a Middle English word meaning a round loaf of bread. Maybe Don Jr. can get a Mexican tartel, and he can dip it in Marjorie Taylor Greene's gazpacho. This is Pat King, one of the main organizers of the Karen Convoy, who you might know from his hours and hours of Facebook Lives that he does while he's driving. This is someone that spends hours and hours, day in and day out, driving and vlogging. It is terribly dangerous. But if you think his driving's bad, wait till you hear what he has to say.
It's called depopulation of the Caucasian race, or the Anglo-Saxon. And that's what the goal is to depopulate the Anglo-Saxon race. Because they are the ones with the strongest bloodlines. We have Ahmed Ahmadinejad, or Mahmed. I can't say their names very well because I don't have the
strongest bloodline? Is that why you can't?
You believe every word they say about global warming. It has nothing to do with the climate cycle, because that's what it is every 100 years. That's why we have a 100-year flood.
The term 100-year flood is used to simplify the definition of a flood that statistically has a 1% chance of occurring in any given year. Pat King thinks Justin Trudeau should be arrested for taking his kids to a pride parade.
Put your children in a situation that confuses them, makes them feel uncomfortable, and manipulates their mind.
Gotta say that at these protests, it's reported that over 100 trucks have children living inside them right now. Who'd have thought that the anti-science, anti-democracy, chain-smoking dudes with F-word flags and math problems would also be terrible dads? Take your kid to work days 2 weeks in the cold with idiots and blaring horns. Good one. Disgraced former President Donald Trump released a statement criticizing the Biden administration, calling them incompetent while spelling it wrong. The Sleepy Joe Biden administration is totally incompetent. These people, they don't respect you at all. They probably don't even flush their documents down the toilet. What a disgrace. According to a new book by Maggie Haberman, Trump was known to flush documents. I think he only does this for self-care since it's the only way he can use a toilet. So you put the paper in the toilet and then you hit flush. Oh, this is great. It feels like old times. Without trucks, you have nothing. I stand with the Freedom Convoy, and if you don't, you're communist. MAGA tears. God chose Trump to be the president, and he will be again soon. You, the people on the left, are being led by the devil, and you're not smart enough to know. MAGA tears. MAGA. MAGA tears. Sky Wizard, I'm out of here. I'll miss your comedy, but not the blasphemy. MAGA tears. Great job being an amusing, woke lib narrative parrot. MAGA tears. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend. I am a stand-up comedian. I've performed in 35 countries. I've done several arena and theater tours with Jim Jefferies. I have 3 albums. You can stream them wherever you like. I also have some awesome mugs and stickers that go great with those MAGA tears. Thanks for watching. Life's short. Be cool, be kind, take care.